Hey you guys, it's Bird. Tonight we're here to talk about quite a few different topics. I figured I would do another mashup because some of y'all seem to like those. And there's just been a lot happening and I feel like I need to catch up. So we're going to toss it all into one video and have a discussion. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Right, you guys, so just an FYI, I will have my part two of the conversation around the channel Observe coming soon. This is not the video that is going to be discussing my final thoughts, but that will be coming very soon. Yeah, so if you haven't seen part one, go ahead and check that out, and part two will be coming very soon. Let's start at the top with this channel on TikTok called Allegedly Reportedly. And she came to her channel and wanted to talk about the cancellation of Gypsy Rose. And I found this to be very interesting because this is something that I've heard from quite a few people. So I'm going to let her video play and then I will give my thoughts about it, kind of sprinkle throughout. I will try to do limited interruptions because I feel like that just annoys some people when I interrupt the video, whatever too much is to them. So I'll try to limit interruptions, but let's just start at the top.
Cannot stop thinking about this sudden cancellation of Gypsy Rose, and I kind of just want to talk through it with you. To me, just one lady, it feels like we all had years to dissect this case and determine our opinion on Gypsy Rose, and it feels like collectively a lot of people decided that they were behind Gypsy. They were going to support Gypsy, and when news came out that Gypsy was going to get out of jail, everyone collectively seemed ecstatic. And I'm sure Gypsy heard all of that through the grapevine, so in her mind, she thought, I am about to get out of prison. I grew up with a traumatic childhood and then I was in prison. Now I'm going to get out. I can finally learn who I am, be supported by the world, and just thrive. Nobody's going to be able to hold me down. But then it feels like she got out, she had support for half a second, and then within a week.
Yes, but you can get out of prison and thrive and do what you want to do. But what really kind of turned a lot of people and had a lot of people feeling kind of funny about supporting her was that podcast when she went on the Vile Files. That was very soon after her release, only a few days, if my memory serves me correctly. It was her demeanor in that interview on the Vile Files that some people felt kind of put off, kind of like, ooh, is this really something that we should continue to support? And once people start to question their support, they are also more willing, at least in my opinion, to hear the other side of things, and they will start looking and researching and digging. And I think that that is the interview that made a lot of people kind of pause in their tracks and say, hold on, what's really going on here? And as you can see with a lot of people who have voiced their opinions publicly, the rest is history.
No, but you're
Oh my God.
so like she just flat out said it. It was a lady from the UK, and I'm kind of like, okay.
Oh.
And everybody in the room just like jumped up and was like ready to like, am I
Fight.
fight or am I okay?
Yeah.
They were freaking out for me, and I'm like, no, guys, I got this. Like it's something that I'm gonna have to address.
Yeah.
Because it's always in my comments. Like, why are we glorifying a murderer and this and that and the other? And I don't want to have to remind people every single time that I'm not the one that committed the act of the kill. So, I'm a part of it.
Right.
But in the state of Missouri, there's no such thing as accessory to murder. So technically,
they
couldn't charge me with accessory because that charge doesn't exist. So, I mean, had I been in another state, I would have been charged with accessory to commit murder.
The world started turning on her, and now it feels like she is just learning firsthand what cancel culture is. I really wish if the world was going to collectively turn on her, the world wouldn't have collectively loved her to give her that false hope. Now, I am not here to say exactly.
But Miss Ma'am, you can come out and do what you want to do. But as soon as you decide to put yourself on social media to get, basically, you want to get paid off of your story, nobody has to continue to support it at that point in time. Gypsy Rose wanted to come out and become a public figure. That is the problem. And then she wanted to basically only have people who support her, and that is not the way that public figures operate. If you are a public figure, you're going to have people on both sides of the argument, especially when it comes to something as complicated as Gypsy Rose is.
Exactly what Dee put Gypsy through, I didn't live with them. I'm not here to say what happened to Dee was okay. I won't say that. I won't say that there wasn't some manipulation of Nick Godejohn that led to him taking the actions that he did. I am here to say we all had years to notice things about this case and make our decisions on how we felt about Gypsy Rose. And it feels like everybody had one opinion until she got out, and I just can't help but worry about how this is making her feel, what this is doing to her mental health.
Everyone had one opinion until she got out because of the way that she acted once she got out. We were not seeing that side of her when she was still in prison. Now, correct me if I'm wrong down below. Share your thoughts, your opinions, your stance. I think that a lot of us supported her until a certain point, and I think that a lot of the things that she has done since her release have been very concerning and have caused a lot of people to say, is this really somebody that I want to continue to support? I wanted to bring a different stance, a little bit of a different opinion to the conversation. So tell me how y'all feel about that. Is Gypsy Rose being canceled, or is she just being held accountable like a lot of other public figures are? All right, next I want to talk about this creator, Brianna Marie Photography. This was posted a few days ago, and it says, my daughter is dealing with a severe case of bullying, and the school is choosing to protect the student. So if you have any advice on how to deal with bullying incidents, I would greatly appreciate it. Hashtag bullying awareness. This video has 337,000 likes, and it has 4.4 million views. What I want to say about this is I want you all to think about how you would feel if your mother was putting your bullying incident out onto social media and getting almost 5 million views off of it. I feel like that does more harm than good. I have heard of so many people doing this, and I just wonder, where's your head at? Are you really thinking about the safety and security of your child by bringing this to social media? There is a very clear way to kind of get other parents' opinions without coming to TikTok with a video that you know is going to go viral. And of course, that's just my opinion. I understand that this is not okay. It's frustrating. It's deplorable, all of those things. And I would not wish it on anybody. But I feel like parents are in this space where they are willing to bring certain things to social media, knowing that it's going to go viral, go totally viral, and they will call it awareness. So I want to know how y'all feel about that. Have you had kids that went through bullying at school? And even if you've gone through this recently, did you ever think to bring it to social media, or did you choose to fully protect it and rely on other avenues to get opinions?
I'm about to file charges against a 10-year-old boy for assaulting my 9-year-old daughter for the third time. I really didn't want to come on this app and share all my business, but here I am. My daughter tomorrow is going to file charges against a 10-year-old boy for continuously putting his hands on her. And I have to go fight against the school board, and this particular parent is known to be a bully and seems to have friends in the district. So I'm about to face up to a lot of bullies, not just my daughter's bully, but also his bully parents. And I am so nervous. So the reason I'm coming on here is to tell you a few things. Number one, I've gone through all the channels that I'm supposed to. I have reported it. We've gone through teachers. I've done the whole school system process. And then last week he decided to repeatedly punch her over and over again in the chest. And I snapped. I don't understand why they're still in the same classes together. I don't understand why they still have the same interactions together. And so here I am, Monday morning. I have told the school that she's no longer going to be attending until she feels like it's safe to do so. And with that student at the school, I really truly don't think that that's even possible. And I'm just sad. I'm sad that it's come to this. I'm sad that the school system is doing nothing for her. I'm sad that I've done everything that we're supposed to do and then we're here. So, again, bringing this to the internet because I would like to know if there's any other parents that have been in my position, because I know I've heard thousands and thousands of stories, but I mean, I have a 9-year-old girl, and this is a 10-year-old boy that refuses to listen, doesn't respect her no, doesn't respect her stop, and I feel like my job right now is to have her back, and I'm just hoping I'm doing the right thing and not making a mountain out of a molehill, but also setting an example for her words having weight. I want her words to mean something. I want her to feel like people respect her words when she speaks. So yeah, if you are a parent that has dealt with bullying, honestly, specifically with a little boy beating up a little girl, I would love your input. I would love advice.
The other thing that I meant to mention with Gypsy Rose too is she put out this video thanking her dad and her stepmother for all of their support, and she was fake playing the guitar. For me, the video, I was sent it several times over on Instagram, very cringy. I don't really know what to say about that. Like, you're really going to sit down with a guitar and act like you're playing the guitar so that you can give a tribute to your dad and your stepmom, whom are both financially profiting off of Gypsy Rose and her being this viral sensation. Two more things I want to touch on. The Wendy Williams documentary. Dr. Grande did a video covering the Wendy Williams documentary that was recently released. What I want to say about this is Dr. Grande has done a lot of really distasteful things during his time on YouTube. I've covered a few of them previously. If you're interested, you can search my username and Dr. Grande and it will come up for you. Dr. Grande, how dare you use such unsettling and heartbreaking images of Wendy Williams for your clicks and your views. I find this to be completely just out of line. I think that it's disgusting. And I also want to share another actual doctor's stance on the Wendy Williams documentary. His name is Dr. Darian. He's on TikTok and he shared a really level-headed, fair assessment of what's going on with Wendy Williams and this documentary and so on and so forth.
Dementia is not a joke. We're talking about brain cell degeneration, brain cell death. I could not imagine what life would be like without my memories, without my ability to communicate, without my ability to make a decision, without my ability to control my emotions. But I do know one thing for sure, is that I wouldn't want that experience to be recorded for entertainment reasons or for public consumption. You know, there are risk factors that can increase our odds or chances of getting dementia, but we're all at risk. It's estimated that almost 1 out of every 10 adults over the age of 70 have some sign or symptom of dementia. And we can only hope that if, God forbid, that were to happen to one of us, that we would have people around us that would protect us, because that would make us extremely vulnerable, as the millions of people who live with it today are. And I think that when I see documentaries, when I see content that centers someone who's clearly suffering from cognitive difficulties, I look at that as not only shameful, but it's exploitation, and quite honestly, it's abuse. And I think we should call it like we see it.
I think that it's appalling that Dr. Grande not only used such an upsetting image to promote his own content, but then was also letting his followers leave really disgusting and distasteful comments about Wendy in the comments of that video. I realize that Wendy Williams is not a popular person to a lot of people, and that is okay. That is your right. I never watched her show. I don't know a whole lot about her, but what I can say is what she is experiencing is absolutely devastating and heartbreaking, and to see people using this to poke fun or make light of a really sad situation is just deplorable. And Dr. Grande has a history of being extremely distasteful when it comes to the manners that he will utilize to get traffic and traction on his own videos. And it was proven yet again with his Wendy Williams video. The last thing I want to talk about is Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt's mugshots being released. When I saw these last night, it was a jump scare. I had so many thoughts just immediately seeing it. Number one, you have Ruby here having a smirk on her face when she was just arrested for child abuse, literally trying to kill her children, and she had the audacity to smirk in her mugshot. And then secondly, you have Jodi Hildebrandt over here looking like she is just confused, lost in the sauce, and has no clue what the hell is going on. And to me, just looks like a very scary individual. Imagine looking at that woman's face every day as she was seeing you. Seeing those mugshots, for me personally, it really confirmed the lack of empathy and lack of remorse that these two monsters had when they were arrested for the charges that they were to later face in court. I think that both of them, I will stand on this, 10 toes down until the end of time. They deserve to be under the jail. They do not deserve to coexist with other inmates. People like Ruby and Jodi need to be put under the jail, and may God have no mercy on their souls. That's how I feel about it. But that's going to be it for tonight. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.